let's take a look. We're going into 3.2. Who is a cosigner? A cosigner is someone that agrees to pay the money back in case you default. Life insurance, if you die before the loan is paid off, they can recover the money from your life insurance policy. Prepayment. It can be a privilege where there's no penalty if you pay back the loan early, or if you pay the loan off early, they could charge you a penalty. So always ask those two questions. Copy these down. Okay, so the wage assignment is a deduction from your check to pay debt. This is voluntary. In other words, you agree to have the money taken out of your check every month or every time you get paid. Wage garnishment means it's involuntary. So let's say one day you have to pay child support, and the judge is going to order that the money comes out of your check. Balloon payment. When you get to that last payment, it may be higher than your usual payment. Okay, next. Copy this one down right here. They give you a chart in the book. We're not going to use the chart unless we absolutely have to. So we have interest equals principal times rate times time. The principal is $4,000. The rate is 0.04, and the time is 2 years. Remember, it's always expressed as years. So take your calculator, turn it on and clear it out. Take 4,000 times 0.04 times 2, and you get $320. So you got to take your 4,000 plus the 320, and then you have to divide by 24 because there's 12 payments in a year times 2 years. So you want to divide that by 24, and that gives you your monthly payment. So in this case, you're going to take 4320 divided by 24, and you get $180. So every month, you're going to pay $180 for 2 years. It says find the payback amount. Well, if you're going to pay $180 a month for 2 years, so that's 24 payments, you're going to take 180 times 24, and you're going to get, not that, you're going to get 3,600. Let's see if that's right. Okay, so I'm showing 3,600, so let me back up a second, because it should be more. Okay, sorry, it was 4,320. So you're going to take the 4,320 minus the 4,000. So the finance charge is $320, which is what we found earlier. So that is your finance charge. Copy this formula down. This formula actually gives you the monthly payment. So this is your principal. This is how much you borrow. This is your rate. This is your time, always expressed as years. And you fill it in. So you take this right here and you fill it in. So the principal is 28,000, that goes here. And then the rate is 0.0312 divided by 12. And then 1 plus 0.0312 divided by 12 times 12 times 4. Right? 4 years. Divide it by, I know this is a monster, 1 plus the rate divided by 12 times 12 times 4, 4 years, and then minus 1. So you got to work this problem out on your calculator. So clear your calculator out. And let's try to do this. Now, to work this problem here, you got to do a lot of work. Okay, so let's do some of it right now. So take 0.0312 times 0.0312 divided by, rather, 12, right here, times 28,000. Okay, so I get 8,000. Okay? That's this times this. Times 1 plus this. So we're going to do 0.0312 divided by 12. Press equals plus 1. Press equals. And then you got to raise it to the 48th power. To do that on this problem, on this equation, we're going to get 20 here, yes, raised to the 48th power. So however you do that on your calculator, okay, we'll try to finish it up. Let's go here now on the bottom. Take 0.0312, divide it by 12, press equals, plus 1, you got to work backwards, and then raise that to the 48th power. So that's going to be 20 to the 48th power. It almost seems like this should reduce out, and then minus 1. Okay? So here, this should reduce out. We'll work this one in class, but that's what you're going to do. You're going to plug it in. Today, you have to work 1 through 10 on page 162. All right, let's keep moving. Let's turn our attention now to college algebra. Okay, so for college algebra, let's take a look here. Copy that down. We're going to factor this, okay? Well, here you can divide everything by 2. So I would do that. So I would get m squared plus m minus 6. And then I would factor that. There's a 1 here. So it's 2 and 3. And this has to be a plus and a minus. So you're going to set each one of those equal to 0. When you set it equal to 0, you're going to get m minus 2 equals 0 and m plus 3 equals 0. And then work that out. So your answer here is 2 and negative 3. All right, so let's talk about, I was going to show you this one, all right, but I want to go on because of time, and let's work this one. To solve this equation here, what I would do first is subtract 3 and get it equal to 0. So I'm going to get 2x squared plus 9x plus 4 equals 0. And then you're going to take 2 times 4 and get 8. And then you got to break 8 up to see if you get 9. Well, that's 1 times 8. It's going to add up to give you 9. So we're going to substitute these in place of that. So put 2x squared in the 4, and then put plus 1x, and then plus 8x. And this should work. We're going to do group factoring. We're going to take out an x. We're going to take out a 4. Now we're going to take out a 2x plus 1, and then x plus 4. And then you're going to set each one of these equal to 0. And then work it out. So on this one, you're going to get a negative 1 divided by 2. This one, you're going to get a negative 4. Those are your 2 answers to that problem. And again, you have to be able to factor. Let's go to the next problem here. The next problem here, to work this equation, copy that down, you're going to divide by 4. So you're going to get x squared equals 3 x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 3. That gives you two answers there. This one right here, to get rid of the square, you're going to do the square root. So you're going to get x minus 3 equals plus or minus the square root of 7, and then you're going to add 3 to both sides. So you're going to get x equals 3 plus the square root of 7 and 3 minus the square root of 7. A plus and a minus. This one right here works the same way. You're going to square both sides, or rather do the square root of both sides. But before you do that, you got to move the 18 to the other side. So let's redo it. Like that. Then we're going to do the square root. So you're going to get 3x minus 6 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 18. And then here, you're going to add 6 and then divide by 3. So you're going to have two answers here. 6 plus that divided by 3, and then 6 minus that divided by 3. All right, last one, completing the square. Copy this down. Remember, on completing the square, you move the 6, or whatever it is, to the other side. So you're going to get x squared plus 2x, a space, equals 6. You're going to do half of the middle term, which is 2, and then you're going to square it. So half of 2 is 1, and 1 squared is 1. So you're going to add 1 here and add 1 there. This becomes a perfect square right here. So this is going to be x plus 1 quantity squared. Now to solve that, you're going to move, or rather do the square root on both sides. So you're going to get x plus 1 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 7, and then you're going to subtract 1, and you're going to get your answer. So it's going to be that plus the square root of 7, and then that minus the square root of 7. And then you use your calculator to finish it up. All right, today's work is right here. If you get stuck, make sure you raise your hand. Have a good morning, and I'll see you guys in class.